Well, good evening, Internets. It's me, DP Knudten, for another edition of BOOKWARD BOUND, my 301-day journey from I should really do this to done. And what is this thing I'm talking about? It's creating a new book by January 1st, 2021, or to be more precise, creation of the press-ready PDF files, which I will be uploading to Amazon's Kindle Direct Publishing platform on January 1st, 2021, regardless of hell or high water, because I'm going to have a new book ready to go for 2021. But I'm only going to be able to have that book done by coming down here every day for 301 consecutive days in order to actually get this puppy written. So that's why I come down here every single night, and that's also why you're helping me out. And right before I go any further, I just want to make sure. I have a feeling that tonight is my 120th live stream for this whole thing. But I just want to verify that. Yes, it shows I'm going live on YouTube Live. And last night was episode... No, that's not right. 1-4. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Last night was episode 118. So, okay. Tonight is episode 119. And good. I'm working my way toward that 301 day deadline. And I'm actually more than a third through. Pretty cool. And what does that mean? Why am I going live? Well, I decided to do something really stupid, which was actually live stream the creation via live streaming, and that's what I'm doing right here. So how am I doing it? Well, I'm using an application called Scrivener, which looks something like this. And you can see right here, this is the main window where you write the book or you write the actual pages. And then over here on the side, these are the sections or chapters of the book, depending on how you want to look at it. And I color code things so I know which ones are totally done, which ones need a little bit more writing, which ones need a lot more writing, and which ones haven't been written in at all. And you can see right here, there's a whole lot of red, especially toward the back half of the book, that I actually need to write. And last night, I was right here with this section about Leah Bach, who's been on my podcast the last 2 weeks, or actually her next episode will air tomorrow, Monday. The NONFICTION BRAND podcast comes out every Monday, and this week it features this lovely lady, Leah Bach, who is a realtor from Vancouver, British Columbia, up there in Canada. And we talk about her, we talk about her real estate business, we talk about why she went from bougie Tiffany turquoise to a more Cali girl, seafoam green as her key color for her brand, all that stuff. And you can read about it here. And you can certainly read about her fun little smart car. But mostly, I think I'm done with this section. So I'm going to leave it alone for a while, because after you write, I think it's a really good idea to give it a couple of days at least to kind of sit on the page, solidify as a conceptual layout or, outline, and then come back to it and read through it again. Because when you do, you're going to change some stuff. You're going to tighten some stuff up. You're going to get rid of some extraneous stuff. And that can only happen when you've just let your brain forget about it. I mean, I hate to say this, but it's true. When I write, I like to come back and edit long after I've forgotten what I actually wrote. Yeah, I'm dead serious about that. Because it's like, there's sometimes when I look back on some of the stuff I wrote, and I have this reaction of, who wrote this? This is actually pretty good. And then, of course, I wrote it. But I'm looking at it with completely new eyes and no sense of ownership, because I wrote it so long ago, which for me could be 4 days ago. If I wrote it 4 days ago, basically I could have written it 40 years ago. That's the way my brain works. You know, it's kind of like fireflies going into a bug zapper. But anyway, what am I going to do tonight? Darn good question. Well, I'm going to look at this and see what I can do. Well, mostly I've got some people I need to contact to try to get them on the podcast again, because I'm actually using a lot of the podcasts. Like you'll see in this right here, I've got a long quote from Leah's first podcast episode on Nonfiction Brand, and it's her verbatim, complete with kind of improper grammar or spoken, call it spoken English, not written English, which are two totally different things. But she makes some really great points in here. And so all I did was I transcribed what she said and plugged it into my book, which is a great way to get the benefit of smart thinking from smart people, and in their own words, which actually lends a ton of authenticity or perceived, call it perceived authenticity to your book. So I'm getting some seriously perceived authenticity for this book by doing that. And I've got a quote from episode 97 and another one from episode 98. So that's cool. And then down at the bottom, want to hear more from Leah? Check out episodes 97, 98 of the Nonfiction Brand podcast, blah, blah, blah. So my book can serve as a promotional channel for my podcast, and my podcast can serve as a promotional channel for my book. Yeah, that's a little bit self-referential, but, you know, if you aren't going to take credit for what you do, don't wait for someone else to give it to you, because you're going to be waiting a long, long time. That said, I want to look at some stuff. So LinkedIn Launchpad is something I started a while back, and it's based off an old blog post, and I think I need to take a look at it. It's already here. It's called LinkedIn. So I'm going to go through this, and I'm going to read it out loud and edit it in real time so you can see exactly how I do it. And by the way, it's not the right way to do it. It's my way to do it. And frankly, I don't know what the right way is. I just know that I've always been one of those my way people. If I had a theme song, it would be My Way. As my parents would tell you, from being a very small child, I had to do it my way. And as my dad always said, David, if there's a hard way to do anything, you'll find it. Yeah, kind of true. And so I don't know if this is the fastest way or the most efficient way or even the official right way, but it's my way. So LinkedIn Launchpad. Can what was a sleepy social media outpost launch your personal brand to new heights of awareness, influence, and success? Yes. Since its founding in 2003, for most people, LinkedIn was little more than a resume site. It was a place to create a profile to some level of detail, then more or less ignore until right before you got serious about finding a new job. It was the social media equivalent of set and forget. And that's exactly what most professionals did, especially the forget part. But that's changed markedly in the last couple of years. Writing here just past the midpoint of 2020, the once dusty job board has become something far more powerful, an always business casual social media platform of pretty amazing depth and relevance, and for good reason. LinkedIn isn't just a place to post your resume. It's a venue for boosting personal brand rockets. The platform called LinkedIn is actually a launch pad. What was once one of the sleepiest venues in social media is now rocking it hard for business-oriented folks of all stripes. And while you're beginning to see a lot of variety in the types of content that's being shared there, it has not yet descended into the Marrakesh on Market Day madness of Facebook. And fingers crossed, probably won't. Why? Serious self-policing. Get to anything, political, emotional, self-promotional, and you're going to see your links drop and drop fast. And because LinkedIn connections are just so potentially valuable, everyone is a potential vendor, client, passionate evangelist, or vocal non-endorser, people tend to be on their very best behavior. That doesn't mean people don't let their hair down a little. It's just that they let that hair down while dressed in business casual. No tube tops or bare. No tube tops, comma, please. That's in there. That's an Easter egg for fans of The Office, the TV show The Office. It's already here, and it's called LinkedIn. At Social Media Marketing World 2018, I attended a provocative presentation by Guy Kawasaki. During it, he said that he's frequently asked what the next great social platform is, and his regular answer, it's already here, and it's called LinkedIn. I think he's 100% right about that, but I have to take issue with something he said later in the talk regarding the stuff he posts. He does get all political for clearly stated reasons. He went on to say that when he does, he may lose 50 followers because of his stance, but gains 50 followers because of his stance for a net loss of 0. Well, good for him. He can do that because he's Guy Kawasaki, ancient sage of all things internet. But what if you're not a Guy Kawasaki tier thought leader? A little more tact and savvy is called for. Self-policing is not the same as self-censorship. It just means you have to be a little more judicious than the late-night Ambien-popping career killers on Twitter and Facebook. Drunkenly butt-dialing your followers on LinkedIn is not appreciated, called for, or just plain smart. Why? Because LinkedIn is your personal brand's greatest, I say, how many times have greatest booster, greatest B2B. B2B booster. While it may not be the number one place for B2C, business to consumer marketers, it's a fantastic place for anyone who creates, manufactures, markets, consultants, or serves people and businesses in the business to business market. Since I already said B2B, your best launch window is 3, 2, 1 now. Despite what all the fiddly social media expert tweakers might say, the very best time to start posting your thoughts, ideas, best practices, recommendations, photos of events you attended, thank yous to people you've met, downloadable branded content, scans of newspaper articles touting the success of your clients and your wished-for clients is right now. Need an idea of what that right now post might be? Read the previous paragraph, or better yet, check your smartphone. I would bet, I don't need to say you, I would bet that you have something on it this very second that you could turn into a quick, respectful, and relevant post that's completely LinkedInable. Have a photo of your client's groundbreaking ceremony? Get it up on LinkedIn, tag every single one of the people in it, and watch what happens next. It's called engagement. A photo like that is guaranteed to garner comments from those tagged in it. And when they do, the reach of your post goes wider as it extends into their LinkedIn network. A simple thumbs up like is engagement. Thanks, your name is even better, but best of all, so great to meet you. Can you email me a copy of the photo? That's the start of not only a of an email conversation, but the beginning of a deeper, more personal relationship. And that's the real reason to embrace LinkedIn at all its levels, building your personal brand by building personal relationships. Ooh, yeah. Do I have a Light Plus demonstrating? Learn to the Light Plus. So that's another section I'm adding. Do you notice how I'm just going in and saying, oh, I should write about this too? So consequently, I'm just adding it in here. Yeah, that's one of the nice things about writing your own book. You can make it say whatever you want. And so I am. A transaction is one and done. A relationship can lead to a lifetime of transactions. For all you all that want the transaction, want the transaction sale without building a relationship first, good luck. Such thinking is just a race to the bottom as you end up doing anything to make said sale. The much smarter and long-term profitable play is to build a relationship based on your personal brand foundation and then earn the lifetime of transactions such a valued relationship attracts. Example, as of Q4 2019, Apple's iOS has something like 14% market share in smartphones, yet 66% of smartphone profit share. How'd they manage to do that? By building a nearly unassailable relationship with their customers. Meanwhile, Android-based phones race to the bottom price-wise just to try and steal share from other Android-based competitors. That's a cannibal's game and commodity thinking at its worst. And who wants to be a commodity or cannibalized, especially when you can create a premium brand that no one else can touch because no one else is you? Your rocket is fueled and ready on LinkedIn. So what are you waiting for? A lot of people's real life stories feature LinkedIn as a major player in their personal branding efforts. Some, in fact, have mastered it to the point that they have become an important part of the LinkedIn power user community. To the point. Have mastered it to the point that they... See, this is why you got to edit. Power... And... and are being asked by the company itself to serve as early users of new applications like LinkedIn Live, are being invited to speak at the company's conferences, and even sent out to events like VidCon as actual user ambassadors for the platform. Pretty good for a resume turned full-blown social media juggernaut. Don't believe me? Read all about it in entitled, But I'm Just a Plumber, later in the book. So I can lose that pretty good. Read all about it. Yes, LinkedIn has paid accounts that provide greater benefits to its users, but I'll be completely honest with you. I've never paid the platform 1 red cent for all its global access goodness. Maybe there are features in those paid subscriptions I could benefit from, but I'm not even maxing out all the power from the completely free of charge membership I have now. So why should I pay more when I'm still working on efficiently leveraging the free account, my free account I have now. See, it pays to read it later. Maybe what I should really worry about is posting with discipline the kind of relevant and highly shareable material LinkedIn's algorithm loves so much. Then, once I've mastered that, maybe then I'll consider the paid levels. No, I don't want to be smart-assy. Just leave that out. The whole modern business world is on LinkedIn. You can go ahead and hate Facebook. I'm pretty much there myself. You can think Instagram is a waste of time. And don't feel bad about giving short shrift to TikTok to chat. TikTok. But LinkedIn, there's no better place to build your personal, professional brand. Need proof? Read on. I've got a few friends I'd like you to meet. Read on. I've got a few friends I'd like you to meet. All right. So I'm going to change this from yellow flag to blue flag because I'm pretty happy with where that is right now. At 1,200 words, down at the bottom, I love the fact that Scrivener will always give you a running tally of words in a section or a paragraph. So let's say I want to see how many words are in that paragraph. Guess what? 59. How many are in this paragraph? I just highlight the paragraph. It tells me 109, 109 words. And then that one's 102 words. But this is what gets cool. Highlight the entire section. Click on the word count. I discovered this by accident, of course. And you can see, okay, how the total number of words, number of characters, spaces, paragraphs, 25 paragraphs. Average paragraph length is around 49. Average sentence length is 14. And this is freaking me out. I had no idea I was so damn predictable, or that my sentence length average is typically 14 or 15 words. But that's what Scrivener's telling me. I guess that's the most lengthy my sentences get, 14 to 15 words, which I think is easily readable and respectful of your viewers as well. So there we go. I'm still trying to get my seat height correct. I shouldn't be worrying about this now, and yet I am. At any rate, I think that's all I'm going to do tonight. We've got that section. I've gone through it. It's now earned the blue flag of, hey, it's almost done. So I think that's good for tonight, and I'm going to leave it there. Because I still have, if this is, what did I say, episode 119? I still have 200. I still have a lot to go. It's 119, 301 minus 19. Sorry, I wish I could do it in my head, but I can't. And I still have a lot of sections left to do, but I'm not going to do them if I burn out on this. So instead of burning out, I'm going to say good night. That's it for me tonight. I'm DP Knudten for the Nonfiction Brand podcast. The new episode comes out tomorrow, so check it out wherever you get your podcasts for free. All you have to do is search Nonfiction Brand. You'll see my smiling face in black and white photography, and you'll know it's the right one. Again, search Nonfiction Brand wherever you get your podcasts. That could be Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Overcast, any of the applications that are clients for finding podcasts. You can basically just search for Nonfiction Brand and you're going to find me. So check it out. And if you like it, please like, subscribe, refer it to other people. But most of all, do me a huge solid, would you? And review that podcast wherever you get it, because that helps other people find the podcast. That's it for me tonight. I want to thank you for helping me out and being so gracious in keeping me honest in trying to finish this incredible task of 301 days of BOOKWARD Bound. That's it for me, as I've already said. So, theme music, take us on out. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.